Good afternoon and welcome to all of you for this program on ELI schemes pre-2025 and Amnesty scheme of ESIC 2025. So recently the ESIC and the EPFO are introducing lot of number of schemes for the benefit of employers and the employees, and keeping in view the importance of these schemes and also the benefits that accrues to the employers and employees. FTCCI is conducting this program today to create awareness of the schemes and let the employers and employees avail the schemes. I invite our President, Shri Ravi Kumar Garu, to please come on to the dais, sir, and also invite Sri Rajiv Lal Garu, Regional Director, ESIC, and our Senior Vice President, Sri K.K. Maheshwari Garu, to please come on to the dais, sir, and also Sri S. Ramchandra Rao Garu, our advisor to the HR and IR Committee and Managing Director of Resource Inputs. And now I request our President to give the plant to the Regional Director of ESIC, Sri Rajiv Lal Garu, and welcome him for the program. And before we start the session, I request Mr. Venkat to please play the video of FTCCI.
1917, a year when a dedicated organization, the Deccan Chamber of Commerce, was formed to encourage trade and commerce activities. The historical journey of the organization has witnessed great transformation as per the changing needs of the industry and businesses. The Federation of Telangana Chambers of Commerce and Industry, FTCCI, a legacy of excellence, voice of the industry, representing interests of over 25,000 businesses of all sizes, sectors, and regions, is empowering industry and trade of Telangana state. A world leader in pharma, a global hub for vaccine, home to all major MNCs, leader in IT exports, and emerging first stop of India. FTCCI advocates a pro-business environment, caters to the needs of MSMEs, budding entrepreneurs, and traders through its advisory services in taxation, market information, industry-related issues, B2B connection. The Chamber has its nominees in the state-level advisory committees to help drive business productivity. FTCCI aids in providing certificate of origin for exporters, issues visa recommendation for business travels. The Federation imparts job skills through its dedicated skill center. It has adopted 14 government ITIs to improve the employability of students. With a uniquely global perspective, the FTCCI events reach a highly engaged audience, policymakers, and stakeholders aiming towards Atmanirbhar Bharat. Come and be a part of this dynamic and proactive organization. Together, let's realize the vision for a progressive future.
Thank you. Now I invite our President, Shri R. Ravi Kumar Garu, to give the welcome address.
Good evening, one and all. And I'm happy that, as usual, FTCCI, we keep doing programs for us to learn. And I have hardly to speak something on this subject because I'm also a novice. I need to learn more. Stalwarts are all sitting here in front of me, my team members and my colleagues. However, It gives me great pleasure to welcome all of you for this awareness program on ELI schemes, SPREE 2025 and Amnesty Scheme 2025, organized by our federation. The government has recently launched the employee linked scheme and SPREE 2025 to strengthen formal employment and ensure comprehensive employee welfare. These initiatives are aimed at encouraging organizations to bring more workers into the formal sector, regularize past compliance obligations, and avail benefits under the amnesty provisions wherever applicable. In today's dynamic business environment, awareness and understanding of these initiatives have become critical. In fact, I was just sharing with them when we were waiting outside that as an MD of a company also, every day there's something which we need to learn. Otherwise, saying I'm ignorant of some law is not acceptable. So ignorant of something. So it's very important that even the owners of the company or the employer and the people who work, should learn something on day-to-day basis. In that context, I have always been telling on the stage so many times when I was with HR and IR team also, that all the employees, all the owners, the business heads should give importance to their HR professionals and they should listen to them. It's very important. They should not put them down because they are the backbone of the company. So at FTCCI, we always work closely with government departments and industry bodies and enterprises to bridge the gap between policies and implementation. So it's nice that we all met here, and we should at the end of the session do get some information which is going to be useful to us. And I also request you kindly don't keep the information which you get to your own self. You be the you be the medium to take it forward and share it with few more colleagues so that it is benefited. Otherwise, it just, it will be useful only for about 20, 30, 40, 50 of us. But if you go and start talking about it, probably hundreds of them can be benefited and it will be useful. And I wish all of us have a wonderful day today. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Sri S.V. Ramchandra Rao Garu to give the introductory remarks.
Very good evening, Rajivji, and my colleagues on the dais and off the dais. Well, I think I was not closely associated with ESI when this scheme has formed because there were no consultations with the stakeholders. Therefore, I have a very little understanding about the ESI schemes that the government has brought in. But whereas in the ELI scheme, I think we had series of consultations. Fortunately, I was very closely associated during those consultations. I will give you one small example. If the first proposal of ELI scheme, if you see, it says if an employee joins for the first time, he will be paid 15,000 rupees as an incentive, and if he leaves within 6 months, this 15,000 rupees will be recovered from the employer. You understand? This was the first proposal. Like that, it had a number of issues, many number of iterations it has taken. Probably it would have taken longer time than what it should have come in because of the some of the employers in India misusing ABRY scheme. You remember PMRPY scheme, right? PMRPY scheme, people have misused it. Therefore, the department has become more and more cautious and trying to put a lot of restrictions, right? Well, I'm really privileged to directly interact on these issues with the Secretary of Ministry of Labor and Central Government, along with her OSD at that time. I think it took 1.5 years the scheme to come into force from the time it was originally envisaged. Therefore, this is highly refined scheme. Less possibilities, still there are some possibilities, less possibilities to misuse it, right? And if really someone is creating new employment, they are highly benefited. More particularly, if a new MSME is coming up with a starting registering today in the Provident Fund with 20 employees, and their employee strength, if supposing they require 100 people, their baseline will be only 20. They get a huge benefit, right? Well, let us hope that the scheme will help to generate new employment. That is the objective. When it comes to the ESI corporation, the primary objective is those who are not covered should get covered. The scheme to make more beneficial to everybody. And I think probably you may be aware or you may not be aware. Hyderabad ESI Super Specialty Hospital and Medical College are great institutions where no other government hospital or NIMS can be compared with their services. Yes, I have practically seen, I think Rajiv ji was there on the day, and it is phenomenally good, phenomenally good. Therefore, the spree scheme should help people to more enrollment, and we all should get benefited out of it. Those who are in and around Hyderabad, they are really blessed with a great facility of medical college and the super specialty hospital when compared to any other state in India. With these few words, I take your permission to hand over back to Sujata Mena. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for setting the tone for this upcoming sessions. Now invite Shri Rajiv Lal, Regional Director of ESIC, to address the gathering.
Good evening, everyone. Being the head of office of a government department at Telangana and starting my speech before the stalwarts have praised us, it gives us enormous satisfaction. Why? Because in government sector and moreover in social sector, where we have to serve a common person who is earning so less, and his or her expectation with the institution or with the government are enormous. And when we are dealing with health sector, sky is the limit. And there, most of the times, it happens that many of the subscribers may be disillusioned with the services. पैसा कटता है, दवाई तो मिलती नहीं है. It happens in dispensaries. Like when I came here, I saw that in Hyderabad area, we are having so many tie-up hospitals in spite of having our own flagship medical college and hospital. So why our tie-up hospitals at far-flung area of the Telangana are not there? So I am doing those tie-up also. So in that case, so what happens? When for the first time the employee or his dependents goes to dispensary type of thing, they may feel a little disillusioned. But when they are aware, when they get aware of the real benefits of the ESIC, then things changes. It happens many times also. Because when in health sector, like when we started from this medical college, most of the persons, employers, senior position holders in your organization present also, they must be aware only about ESIC being a health provider. But that is not the case. Providing health service is just one leaf of the complete ESIC. There are many cash benefits. One more wonderful thing is insured person quota in medical colleges. What is that? I don't know whether you all are aware about that or not. But that facility should be utilized. With the minimal value of MBBS fees, the dependent of that fellow IP can get enrolled in MBBS courses. No other organization in government of India or outside in private sector can match this. So I feel blessed. And moreover, one definitely good thing in Telangana and particularly in Hyderabad, but good thing is number of IP concentration is more in Hyderabad and around Hyderabad. Like in Telangana, we are having 18 lakhs IPs, out of which around 12-13 lakhs are concentrated here itself. So having a good institution in Hyderabad gives us a more better way to think new things, so that more enrollment can be comes under ESIC and more employers. For that thing, all organizations, be it in government sector or be it in private sector, requires a little bit dynamism. They should change, they should ask, they should understand the reality and the present circumstances of the time. Like Ramchandraji said, there was no consultation about this. But let me inform you, before bringing this amnesty scheme, we had a deep discussions with the employers, with the advocates. Our headquarter officer used to have a direct conversation through video calls. Because why it was taken, this step was taken earlier also. 10 years back, this amnesty scheme was there, but that did not give us good results. So on the basis of direct feedback, we have updated this amnesty scheme with new things. Same is with the spree. Spree type of activities, definitely government should try, the ESIC should try to bring it more often. Because ESIC is like most people may say कि tax है, कटेगा ही कटेगा, देना पड़ेगा ही पड़ेगा. But it is not like that. That awareness is also lacking on our part also, as well as on the part of the employers concerned. Sometimes they feel that it is just a mandatory cess to be paid to the government, but when they are forwarding, informing the benefits given by the ESIC, it will help. Like when before this, I was also in charge of sub-regional office Noida. Noida was also having a high number of IT population, IT industries. There what happens, people or the staff or the whoever workers are there, technically they are sound, they are getting less wages than 21,000. They don't prefer to go to dispensaries, any type of dispensaries. When I took these type of seminars, I used to tell them, don't go for your khansi ki dawai or iski dawai, but when the maternity benefit is required, go and obtain, because that maternity benefit is equivalent to the government sector. In government sector, a government employee, women, is getting that same 180 days of leave salary, which ESIC is giving to the private sector. And no employer can match that also. So with these words, I expect through this type of feedback activities, we will be able to inform you new things, new initiatives of the ESIC, as well as I request you all to ask as much question as possible. My officers will be delivering and informing the things about spree as well as amnesty. Thank you.
So just one more for your kind information. FTCCI has played a major role with your ESI hospital. Last year, Dr. Abhijit was here. We did a big seminar for 300 people on the top floor, helping them to go to every industrial estate and push people to utilize this benefit. We did.
Before starting the sessions on the schemes of ESIC and PF, I request our office bearers to please honor our guest by presenting a memento. Request our President and Senior Vice President to please present the memento to our guest today, to Shri Rajiv Lal, Regional Director of ESIC. Thank you, sir, for taking the initiative and encouraging the FTCCI to conduct this program, and ESIC is actually behind us to organize this program. And I also thank our sponsor, Great HR, for giving us the support in organizing this program. Thank you, Mr. Surya. Now I request the ESIC officials to please come onto the dais. And with this, we are closing the formal inaugural session of this seminar. And I request the guests on the dais to please sit. And I invite Mr. Mahesh and also Mr. Patras Gekari, ESIC, to please come onto the dais to start the session 2025 and Amnesty Scheme 2025. Now we'll start the session by inviting Mr. Mahesh to explain the SPREE 2025 scheme. Thank you. Over to you.
Good evening, one and all. Good evening, respected dignitaries. And first of all, I would like to thank FTCCI for giving this opportunity and organizing this program. Especially Sujata madam, as madam told, I was behind her because of schedule, she could not arrange the program. But after 2-3 times, then madam has arranged, and I thank madam. Then coming to the today's program, it is SPREE and Amnesty scheme. These are the two recent schemes that ESIC has brought in. Before moving on, I would like to play one video so that you will get to know more about ESIC. So my burden on explaining things will reduce.
ESIC, empowering workers, strengthening the nation. Healthcare and social security are the most important rights of every worker. Inspired by the vision of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and premised on Gandhian principle of contributions as per their ability and benefits as per the requirement. ESIC, since its inception, has been the forerunner in the field of social security to the workers, as it caters to most of the branches of social security enumerated in the ILO Convention. Marching with the growth of India, ESI scheme expanded beyond factories to include establishments, hotels, cinemas, and shops under its social security umbrella, providing healthcare and financial protection to 37.2 million insured workers and over 144.3 million dependents across India, expanding healthcare and cash benefit services. Over the past decade, ESIC has rapidly expanded its social security network from 393 districts in 2014 to 674 districts till date, strengthening healthcare infrastructure across the country, leveraging technology for better healthcare. With the advancement of technology, ESIC introduced online claim facilities, registration, payment of contribution, etc. ESIC is revolutionizing service delivery with innovative initiatives, home delivery of medicines and doorstep sample collection for pathology tests, 5G-enabled ambulances for faster emergency response, the AAA Plus mobile app for effortless appointment booking. Through its unwavering commitment, ESIC has transformed countless lives, ensuring workers and their families receive the care and support they deserve. ESIC, for workers, for the nation.
Thank you. So moving on, I will explain about free scheme. So first of all, what is free? Free actually it is not a new scheme actually. All of you are following actually, registering your eligible employees and also all employers who are having 10 or more employees. They're generally doing it, but because of some kind of like ignorance, some employers might not register under ESI. So to facilitate these employers, the government has brought in this scheme, that is pre-2025. So this scheme stands for Scheme for Promotion of Registration of Employers and also Employees. So this scheme is valid from 1st July 2025 to 31st December 2025. So under this scheme, we are not going to ask any past document. As per your documents, you just need to register if you are eligible. For example, 10 employees are there, are employees who is getting wages less than 21,000. They are mandatorily to be registered under ESI. In general case, actually, we need to verify your records. If in case you are not registered, then we would also demand for the past liabilities. But during this scheme, for the 6 months, we are not going to check your documents, are not going to demand any past dues. And who can register? As I earlier told, both the employers are establishments which are engaged in shops, factories, restaurants, cinema, transport, and etc. Wherever 10 or more employees are present. So these establishments are mandatory to be registered under ESI. And whereas the employees having less than 21,000, these people are mandatory to be registered, and the free is meant for these two people. So benefits under this. For the employer, as I told, we are not going to demand any past dues and also not going to levy any penalties for the belated payment. So then no inspection for the next 1 year. If you are registered under free, so we are also not going to inspect your establishment for the next 1 year also. Then it is also immunity from legal actions. We are not going to file any prosecution cases for not producing any records and all. So these are the benefits for the employers who are ignorantly not registered under ESI but required to be registered with the ESI. For the employees, it is giving the social security coverage, that is ESI. It may be a case some of the employers having more than some number of employees, but out of which only particular number of employees are registered, some are not registered. For them also, it is going to get benefit because we are extending the ESI scheme to them. Then key features, as I told, it is very transparent and hassle-free and easily can be done from the online, that is ESI portal or Shamshuda portal, and if it is a private limited company, from MCA portal. So it is a very transparent process and we are not going to question for anything during this window. And the benefits are applicable to the employees from the date declared by the employer. For example, he might have joined your company before the July 2017 or for 1 year, etc. But if you are declaring, if he is going to eligible from this date, then we are asking no questions and he is going to get the benefit from the date you declared. It is like a win-win situation for both the ESI and also the employer and employees, and it is a step towards the achieving the universal social security to cover all employees in the formal sector into the social security schemes. Then I'll generally talk about the ESI. I think you people are all come here means you already know about ESI and most of things are already known to you. But again, I will just repeat it so that it will be for your information. Like as I told, ESI is mandatory for all employers who are having 10 employees. So this ESI scheme is run under ESI Act 1948. So since 1948, the scheme is running. Then it is eligible for the employees who are having 21,000 or less wages. Then the contribution percentage, it is 3.25% from the employer, and 0.75% for the employer. And for any labor having wages less than 146 per day, the employee contribution is need not to be deposited. In addition to that, PW, persons with disabilities having more than up to 25,000 are also eligible under this scheme for registration. Then if we coming to the ESI at a glance. So the left side is the coverage in India. So around 3.72 crore IPs are registered, which are giving benefit around 14 crores IPs. And coming to the infrastructure, throughout India, the scheme is implemented, especially in 16 districts. And we are having hospitals around 59 hospitals from ESIC run by, and remaining 100 from the state government, ESIS. Then coming to Telangana, we are having around 18 lakhs IPs registered, which are giving benefit to around 72 lakhs IPs and their dependents. Then infrastructure, if we are talking about, all 33 districts in Telangana is covered under means implemented areas, and they are required to be registered with the ESI. Then facilities, we are having 8 branch offices and also 10 dispensaries come branch offices to give the cash dispersal. Then two ESIC run hospitals that are located at Sanat Nagar is available. Apart from that, 4 ESIS run hospital, one at Ramachandrapuram, Nacharam, Warangal, and also Sirpur Kagal Nagar. These 4 hospitals run by the state government. Apart from that, 70 dispensaries are present across the state. Then benefits. So the primary benefits under ESI are majorly 5. That is, we call Panchadeep. Like medical benefit, right from the day one the employee enter into the insurable employment, he is entitled for the medical benefits. Then coming to the next benefit, that is sickness benefit. In case he is getting sickness or illness during his employment, then he will be given compensated 70% of his wages. Then next, temporary disablement. During the employment, if he is getting any accident and is becoming temporarily disabled, then he will also be given the cash benefit in the form of temporary disablement benefit, as long as that disablement is continuing. Then in case that disability is resulting into the permanent disability, then he will be given a lifelong pension as per the percentage determined by the medical board for his life. Then maternity benefit, as sir already told, maternity benefit is such a wonderful benefit to the all women employees in the private sector or formal sector, and which is equivalent to 100% of wages for the 26 weeks. Then, as I told, apart from the medical benefits, ESI is also giving cash benefits. These were the statistics for the last 1 year, last financial year. Around more than 1 lakh claims we have processed, involving around 60 crores. Then, as sir told, that medical education, that ward of IP is also there. As per ward of IP, 50% seats are reserved for the state quota, 35% for the all India quota. Then remaining 15% is exclusively for the ward of IP, that's the children of the labor, and with nominal fees. It is around 25,000 per year. In Sanat Nagar, we are having around 44 seats reserved for the wards of IPs. Then medical colleges across India is right now we are having 10. Another 10 right now it is 8, and another 10 is already announced and they are in pipeline. Maybe in next 1 year they are going to be operationalized across India. Then these are our campuses, beautiful campuses at Sanat Nagar, Medical College, Super Specialty Hospital, and also Medical College Hospital at Sanat Nagar. Then highlights of the Sanat Nagar, like OPD services, then all like ESI, Super Specialty Hospital and Medical College, they are first in the government sector to get fully accredited in NABH, and all kind of approvals are there. Then last 2-3 years ka statistics, the OPD. Right now it is around 3,500 OPD per day. Then apart from the regular medical treatment and surgeries, organ retrieval are also being done by our Sanat Nagar Hospital. Just to highlight, I mentioned it here. Then we have 5G ambulance. Then for the AAA app, AAA app is such a wonderful app that the IP is need not required to come and wait in the queues. He can directly book the medical appointment from his mobile app, and as and when his turn comes, then he can just walk in and have avail the medical facility. And also the after lab reports, after consultation and diagnostics, the lab reports are also available in the app, so that his time is saved. Other key initiative like grievance management. CP Grants portal is there. Apart from that, our regular emails and branch offices. Then also we are outreaching to employers, as you all are aware, that a giant outreach activity along with the EPFO every month we are conducting at all districts in the state. Then digital transformation websites and everything, those are all you are aware of it. Then I request Sri Patra sir to start.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Mahesh. ESIC has launched a new amnesty scheme for reducing the litigation cases which are basically pending in EI Court and High Court. And I would request you to just spread the word why this scheme is very important, because the last time it was introduced was in 2014. So it is coming into effect after more than a decade. So the purpose is to settle cases which are pending in EI Court and High Court. The purpose is to reduce the litigation. So which cases can be settled between ESIC and the employers? Basically, employers file cases in EI Court, and we file prosecution cases against the employer for any of the violation of the ESI Act. Further, both employer and ESI Corporation file cases in High Court under the provision of the ESI Act and under 226 article of the Constitution, where you can file a writ petition. So we have identified around 500 cases where employer is actually the petitioner in the EI Court, which can be settled. I would be giving you the details of the person whom you can contact for getting any clarifications as to whether your cases are eligible or not. And whichever 500 cases are there, which are pending in EI Court, where employer is actually the petitioner, we have already sent email, and further correspondences we will be doing with them. So what type of cases can be actually withdrawn? If the matter relates to dispute of coverage, where I would just like to inform you, we don't have any cases relating to coverage, because after 2014, the registration is required to be done online. And under the category of coverage in RO Telangana, we don't have any cases. However, there may be a dispute between employer and ESIC relating to contribution, which can be settled under the scheme, where you pay the actual contribution plus interest as per your calculation. The best part of the scheme is that the damages will not be levied. So you file an application in the court and seek the permission of the court to settle this case under the amnesty scheme. You pay the contribution plus interest as per your calculation, and we will just see whether your calculation, whatever you have done, is correct or not. And subsequently, ESIC will file a petition in the court that we agree to this settlement, and the case will be closed. As I already reiterated, damages will not be levied. Another category of dispute which is there in the court relates to damages, where ESIC has imposed damages. So there you are required to pay only 10% of the damages which has been levied, and the case will be treated as closed. I would just tell you the salient features of the scheme. This scheme would be running for next 1 year. It has started with effect from 1/10/25 and will be continuing till 39/26. So you have around 1 year where you can come forward to get the cases which are pending in the court settled. I would request you to just please note down this contact details. If you have any queries or clarifications where you require how to go about settling the cases which are pending in EI court and High Court, we would be readily available. Mahesh, we can share this slide. No need to take photographs. We would be just giving the PPT to the FTCCI management, and they in turn can circulate in their internal communications. So I have just tried to keep my presentation very brief, and further if you have any queries, we would be happily like to answer it. Thank you very much.
So in this case, because the matter is sub judice, actually the court has actually to allow for settlement of this case outside their purview, because once the matter has become sub judice, they have to actually give permission. So we have regional director has already met the presiding officer of the EI court plus the registrar of the High Court, and we have apprised them of the scheme. I would just like to inform you that till date around 26 cases we have already received. So those cases we are going to settle as per the provisions of the scheme. But of course, approval of the court has to be upfront.
Yeah, I have a small issue, sir. I'm the practicing advocate in EI court. I appear against you. Sorry to say that many of the cases I have cases which missing in the amnesty scheme are few cases where the managements have filed for refund of the amount. In certain cases, sir, contractor has paid the contributions, but ignoring that, again from the principal employer, amounts were recovered. So we filed the cases for refund of the amount. So those kind of cases are not being covered under the amnesty scheme. There are few less than 15 to 20 cases are like that, even in High Court, where the amounts are recovered from both sides, both parties, contractor as well as the principal employer.
Sir, contribution has to be paid only once,
correct,
either by the employer, principal employer, or immediate employer. However, if the amount, whatever would have been quantified, would have been under a 45A provision, and if double contribution was somehow recovered, any dispute which is pending between ESIC and the employer up to 31,325 will be covered under the scheme.
Correct.
So I would really like to seek your numbers.
Yes,
what are the specific cases?
Yes, sir.
So that I can see in detail.
Yes, Mr. Pani, I have informed him also, because specifically these kind of cases are not covered under the scheme.
Yeah.
So therefore we have a doubt. Even the presiding officer is expressing the same doubt with me, saying that you are asking for refund. Refund is not covered by the scheme.
Yes.
Exactly, it is not mentioned there. Yeah.
For refund, you need not to go to any court of law.
Oh.
Simple. Whenever there is a double payment by whichever may be the reason,
yes,
you can directly come with a representation to the ESIC. Then ESIC is having its own way of calculation in the things, and we are refunding already without any court cases.
Sorry to say, sir, after exhausting all that, we went to court.
Okay. Now that we are here, no issue with that. If you are having those cases,
yes,
you
sir.
just come with all the details of
yes,
individual employers, then we will get back to you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
It is a routine procedure for ESIC to refund the excess amount.
Yeah. Okay.
Before we move on, if there are any queries, you please ask. We'll take one or two more questions.
कोई सवाल नहीं है तो हमको लगता है कि हम बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं.
Hassan.
Sir, this coverage you said 1st July 2025. When we have to declare, suppose one employee has joined in January. If we tell is January, so will you take the contributions and allow, or without contributions you will allow? Clarification. Without contribution. So you will get the benefits. When I have declared in 1st July or maybe in next month, he is already working from since January. So will you take all the benefits? Will you allow all the benefits for this?
No, right from the registration date only you will get, because backdated you are not registered him, right?
That's what. When you said that you can give the joining,
we are not going
but
to
only benefit will be covered from whatever
date of registration.
Thank you.
Sir, one check we can deposit in all banks. Say suppose SBI, State Bank of India. Only one check. We can deposit anywhere in Hyderabad, in anywhere branches. The same type, you can give one card that employee can use anywhere in state. Pension, not pension, sir. I am asking for benefit.
But the employee is sick and he wants to use the benefit. So can he go to all the 4 or 5 branches which you have mentioned? Anywhere. That's what she means, if I am right.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Dispensary, yes, one can go anywhere, first thing. Hospital also one can go anywhere.
Anywhere in Telangana.
मैं उस पे भी आ रहा हूँ. अभी I am asking about the IP, not about the family. उसके family के लिए बताता हूँ. If the IP is from Telangana, working here, he can go to any ESIC establishment, any ESIC hospital, and in case of emergency, any tie-up hospital, and even in case of emergency, non-tie-up hospital में भी गया तो उसमें reimbursement आता है. If he is going to tie-up hospital, then cashless will be there. Now come to the benefit of their dependents, family member. They may be residing at their Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Delhi. They can avail facilities there itself.
Why, sir? Suppose
they can avail their facility there itself as well as here also. No issue with that. What do you want? मतलब आपका question
नहीं नहीं sir, अभी तो dependents का why are you asking for separate dispensary?
It is additional benefit कि one can opt for 2 dispensaries.
Okay.
He can have one only dispensary, no problem with that. It is up to the employee concerned.
Without dispensary name,
that is required. Why? You took the example of the bank.
Yes.
Bank may be, in spite of many facilities which one can perform at any branch, but there are something to be done by that your home branch itself.
Okay.
Why required? It is required in case of dispensaries or branch offices. ESIC is also having mechanism to upgrade the facilities. Unless and otherwise we are aware कि how many number of IPs and dependents are attached to this dispensary or that dispensary, whether that has to be bifurcated into 2, trifurcated, वो नहीं कभी पता चलेगा. So for that matter, one specific dispensary and one specific branch office to be also attached with every employer and the IP.
Sir, so that form can utilize anywhere in Telangana. Online form.
Which form?
That's sir.
Yes, one can.
Okay, sir. Okay.
और ई पहचान की अब रिक्वायरमेंट भी नहीं बची है, आप अपने हाथ में मोबाइल में रखिए.
सर पहले एडिशन का सब family members is so easy in ESI. Nowadays it is very difficult.
It was easy and there are many cases of defrauding the ESIC. तो थोड़ा सा उसको curtail किया.
Some are doing frauds, but all are not.
But still also it is very easy. It is not a free flow like earlier.
But
it is also easy nowadays.
That is somewhat difficult now.
I don't think if you are having any case, you can let me know, because presently also it is quite easy. There are not multiple channels introduced, but just mechanism has been little tightened.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Can you specify any branch office if you help me? मतलब कोई भी जिससे I can also understand the thing ना. JD Metla, ठीक है, I will see to it, because it is my duty to understand ना. Because in ESIC these things have to be daily seen by the concerned branch manager, and daily it has to be finished. तो जेडी मेटला का ध्यान रखना कि वहां पर कितने केसेस पेंडिंग है।
For 21,000, it can be 25,000 now by the state.
21,000 and
Now it is limited to 21,000.
yes,
Whether it is going to implement for
that's the
25,000.
government to issue any notification about that. Unless till that we can hope for that, because why it
Is there any
just
talk?
for
Is there any talk with the government?
just तो इसलिए ESI has to change. Why कि कब होता है?
Hi, this is Rajeshwari. Actually, I'm basically from HR department of private sector. So I just have a one question कि थोड़े जो आउटस्कर्ट एरिया में जहाँ पे हमारे मतलब जो इंडस्ट्री मैन्युफैक्चरिंग इंडस्ट्री के जो लोग रहते हैं उनके लिए ये सही मैंडेटरी है, उनके कंपनी में होता है क्योंकि उनका 21,000 बिलो सैलरी से उनका है। बट वो सैलरी के मतलब जो सैलरी जो लेते हैं उस हिसाब से ये सही बेनिफिट होते हैं। बट स्टिल मैं एक रिक्वेस्ट है मेरी तरफ से आपको FTCCI को, अगर ये सही अगर उतना फैसिलिटी अपने को दे रहा है एम्प्लॉयज को तो एक बार थोड़े कंपनीज में जाके डिटेल चेक करें।
डिटेल क्या चेक करना है?
क्योंकि जो एम्प्लॉय मान लीजिए इलिटरेट है, उसको उतना कुछ आइडिया नहीं है कहाँ पे क्या टेस्ट करवाना, क्या ये सही देता कि नहीं देता कंपनी, बट जो उनको है मगर कंपनी नहीं दे रहा है। ओके, तो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग आप ऐसा फील्ड ऑफिसर्स को लगाइए। जो मेरे तरफ से एक रिक्वेस्ट है कि आप एम्प्लॉय जाके वहां पे चेक करना चाहिए, मतलब आपका एम्प्लॉय हर एक मेडिकल चेकअप नहीं, कंपनी में जाके मान लीजिए 1000 एम्प्लॉयज है, 1000 एम्प्लॉयज में लेबर एम्प्लॉय कितने हैं, सब कुछ मतलब हायर लेबर जो भी अलग अलग तरीके
टू चेक द कंप्लायंस पार्ट।
जी जी जी।
और वो कंपनीज में ज्यादातर फ्रॉड्स हो रहा है और एक एक जने को 2-2 बार ESI कार्ड भी मिल रहा है।
इस केस में मैं एक थोड़ा सा लीगल प्रोविजन बता देता हूँ
जी।
पहला मैं बताता हूँ, बिकॉज ऑफ दिस प्री मेरे 50 से 60 एम्प्लॉइज ऑफिसर्स ऑलरेडी फील्ड में और मोर देन 5,000 एम्प्लॉयर्स वी हैव ऑलरेडी टच्ड फॉर अवेयरनेस ऑफ दिस स्प्री। तो स्प्री के साथ साथ बेनिफिट भी हम बता रहे हैं। एक तो ऑलरेडी इन तेलंगाना 5,000 से ज्यादा यूनिट्स वी हैव ऑलरेडी कवर्ड। वन सेकेंड थिंग, जो ये आपने इंस्पेक्शन और चेक करना कहा ना,
हाँ जी,
ये एज पर लॉ अलाउड नहीं है एज ऑन डेट कि ESI
that I know,
हाँ,
that even I'm a HR, I know about it,
हाँ।
बट मेरा बोलने का मतलब ऐसा है कि एम्प्लॉय
उसका मैं रास्ता बताता हूँ।
हाँ बताइए।
हमें रास्ता ही बताता हूँ ना। आपके जो भी अनकवर्ड हैं या जो लगता है जहां पर इवेजन है, वहां से एक कंप्लेंट ESIC ऑफिस में भिजवाइए, ईमेल वगैरह वगैरह, फिर हम अपना अप्रूवल लेंगे। जी सर, देखिए आई एम हियर टू हेल्प हर आल्सो।
नो ईमेल तो नहीं भिजा सकती, बट कंसर्न पर्सन का कॉन्टेक्ट डिटेल्स पक्का भिजा सकती है।
हाँ, इंडिविजुअल का भेज दीजिए। इंडिविजुअल भी कह सकता है कि मैं यहाँ पर वर्किंग हूँ और मुझे ESI, यू पीपल आर हैविंग बेटर
सीक्रेट हो सकता है सर, डायरेक्टली नहीं होगा।
बट मैन्युफैक्चरिंग और ये बहुत सारे जो फार फ्लंग एरियाज है वहां पर डेफिनेटली है सर। मैं इसमें क्यों बोलता हूँ, एम्प्लॉयर चाह करके भी उतना बेनिफिट कभी नहीं दे पाएगा। एक्सीडेंट केस हुआ, 1 लाख दिया, 2 लाख, 5 लाख दिया, बस उसके बाद तो भूल जाएंगे ना। बट ESI इज देयर, तो जरूर लीजिए, उसमें कोई लाइबिलिटी है ही नहीं।
जी जी, नहीं सर, क्या होता है ना, थोड़े प्लेसेस में मैं जहाँ विजिट करती हूँ, मैं HR हूँ बोलने से वो लेबर लोग जो रहते हैं ना, नॉर्मली मुझे कनेक्ट होते हैं डायरेक्टली।
अब दूसरा आपका क्वेश्चन था डबल नंबर ESI कोड नंबर। हाँ। तो वो HR का फेलियर है, क्योंकि HR को सबसे पहले पूछना है कि ESI में कवर्ड है कि नहीं है तो पुराना नंबर लाओ। क्यों? जैसे ही नया नंबर लेंगे तो उसका बेनिफिट 0 से स्टार्ट होगा, पुराना नंबर होगा तो उसके बहुत बेनिफिट होते हैं,
OTP वगैरह से
बेनिफिट बहुत सारे होते हैं।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल।
बट इट इज अबाउट अवेयरनेस कि उसमें उसका नुकसान नहीं है, फायदा ही है।
फायदा है सर, बट प्रॉब्लम ये है कि मैन्युफैक्चरिंग इंडस्ट्री में आज मैं HR हूँ, कल कोई दूसरा होगा। शायद मंथली, हार्डली 3 months बेयर करता है। अगर 1000 एम्प्लॉयज है या मोर देन 1000 एम्प्लॉयज है किसी कंपनी में, तो हार्डली HR के लिए भी एवरी ईयर रिक्वायरमेंट मिनिमम 12 होता है।
तो मैं आपको एक और एग्जांपल, आसान, आप HR में हैं,
जी जी जी।
तो जिस भी किसी IP ने कोई बहुत बड़ा बेनिफिट लिया हो, चाहे एडमिशन MBBS का हो, चाहे कोई बड़ा कैंसर ट्रीटमेंट हो, चाहे बड़ा ट्रांसप्लांटेशन जैसा हो, उसका फोटो वोटो लगवा के, स्टैंडी लगवा के अपने HR ऑफिस में लगवा दीजिए। देन पीपल विल कम एंड आस्क कि इसको कैसे मिला, तो वो अपने आप सब देंगे आपको इन्फॉर्मेशन।
ये बात तो सही है। ठीक है सर, थैंक यू।
हमको एक अच्छा फैसिलिटी दिया, क्या है कि वॉलंटरी PF डिडक्ट कर सकते। ऐसा आप भी एक स्कीम लगवा दीजिए ना सर।
मैं बहुत छोटा सा रीजनल डायरेक्टर हूँ, बहुत छोटे से ऑफिस का। ये कानून बनाना, ये कानून बनाना संसद का काम है। मैं कभी जीता तो बदलवा दूंगा।
आप तो एक रिकमेंड लेटर दे सकते हैं ना सर।
दैट इज ऑलवेज ओपन। मैंने क्या कहा, आप हमारे लिए भी कंप्लेंट कीजिए, तो ऐसे ही हमारे लिए प्रेस करते हुए सजेस्टिव मेजर्स भी दीजिए, वी विल फॉरवर्ड।
एक एम्प्लॉय देखो 25,000 सैलरी है, वो तो बहुत क्या है कि पहले पैसे नहीं है उनके पास, उसका ESI जरूर है, लेकिन आपकी रूल से उनका ESI नहीं। इसीलिए मैं रिक्वेस्ट कर रहा हूँ, जरा वॉलंटरी का जरा आप देख सकते।
आप एक सजेशन भेजिए, हम आगे भेज देंगे। इसमें यही कर सकता हूँ।
थैंक यू सर।
थैंक यू।
Thank you. One last question.
How many years?
How many years you have to keep the records of the ESI payment? Company.
5 साल से पुराना हम हमसे इंस्पेक्शन के दौरान कोई रिकॉर्ड नहीं मांगेंगे, 5 साल बियॉन्ड वाला।
5 years।
अभी तो हाँ, दिस इज द थिंग, बस कि आप इस स्कीम का ज्यादा, अब मैं आपको एक, शायद पता नहीं वेदर वी आर एबल टू गिव यू दिस इंफॉर्मेशन। ये सिर्फ न्यू एम्प्लॉयर्स के लिए ही नहीं है, देर आर ऑलरेडी एम्प्लॉयर्स हु आर रजिस्टर्ड, लेकिन उन्होंने, उनके फैक्ट्री में थे 1000 लोग, पर उन्होंने सिर्फ 100 को ही रजिस्ट्रेशन कराया। अब 900 को करवा दो, कोई पुराना पैसा नहीं मांगेंगे। ये
कंट्रीब्यूशन के लिए सर, कंट्रीब्यूशन के लिए एंड प्रीवियस रिकॉर्ड्स चेकिंग के लिए
5 years, not more than 5 years.
Already I have one request for a company 10 years back pending dues.
When उसका कोई केस चल रहा होगा, ऑलरेडी ESI मस्ट हैव इशूड सम नोटिस फॉर दैट पीरियड, उस केस में रखना पड़ेगा। जो केस चल रहा है, जो ड्यू है हमारे, वो तो हम लेंगे ना, चाहे 20 साल पुराने हो।
Sir, is there any time limit to link UN with IP number?
इसका कोई टाइम लिमिट तो नहीं है।
नहीं है। Thank you.
आप दूर नहीं हो।
Yeah, one last question please.
क्या अभी आपने बोला है कि 50 to 60 एम्प्लॉइज आपने रखा है, फील्ड एम्प्लॉइज, राइट?
रखा नहीं है, ऑलरेडी वो हमारे ESI के एम्प्लॉइज और ऑफिसर, तो वो जा रहे हैं। हाँ जी, जा रहे हैं।
पूछ रही हूँ जस्ट कैजुअली, शायद मेरा लैंग्वेज में कुछ।
जी जा रहे हैं।
हाँ जा रहे हैं। तो मैं ये जानना चाह रही हूँ, हैदराबाद में 4 ईस्ट वेस्ट नॉर्थ साउथ है।
हैदराबाद में हमारे बहुत सारे ब्रांच ऑफिस हैं।
दैट्स ट्रू सर, बट मैं ये बोलना चाह रही हूँ, जो ब्रांचेस, एवरी ब्रांचेस के अंदर फील्ड ऑफिसर्स अलग रहते हैं क्या, इंस्पेक्शन करने वाले?
आपको इंस्पेक्शन क्यों करवाना है?
मुझे तो करवाना है सर।
कंप्लेंट डालिए।
बहुत सारे कंप्लेंट डालाऊं सर, कितने कंपनी से मैं कैसे कंप्लेंट, इनकी कंपनी में तो
मैंने आपको बता दिया।
मैम प्लीज यू कैन टेक इट अप ऑफ this program because it is only about the scheme and the awareness. Okay?
Yes, sir. So no worries. We can have a discussion.
Yeah. Now I request our co-chair of the committee, Shri Niranjan Rao Garu, to please present a memento to our speakers. To Mr. Mahesh. and also to Sri Patras Gregory, Deputy Director of ESIC. Thank you for this wonderful session, and we will move forward with the next session on ELI scheme of EPFO. Now I invite Shri Surya Srinivas, Vice President of Product and Engineering. I invite Mr. Surya Srinivas, Vice President of Product and Engineering, Grade HR, to explain, because he is our supporting partner for this program. He will be explaining his product for the benefit of the HR professionals here. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks a lot to FTCCI for giving us an opportunity to present about our product. Okay, so before we talk about the product overview, let me explain a few things which are relevant to this August gathering. I'm very sure there are a lot of business owners in the audience, HRs in the audience. Great HR is a company which is 30 years old, developing, building, and assisting HRs for the last 3 decades. So by helping HRs for the last 3 decades, we realized that there are 3 forces which always pull any business owner, or there are 3 forces that any business owner constantly has to manage. The first force, of course, is government. Right? So government actually has a lot of statutory and mandates, be it there are a lot of statutory bodies, right from EPFO to Labor Welfare Fund, the ESIC, and income tax, professional tax, so on and so forth. The second force that all the business owners need to manage is their own employees. As you all know, we all deal with a lot of challenges, be it with the hiring or with upskilling our own employees to meet the demands of the market. And the third force, of course, is our own competition. We are all definitely giving our best, but our competitors always, try to put their best forward and create a little bit of fear. So now, when a business owner has to deal with all these 3 forces, how can somebody really move forward and actually meet their vision, right? So how can Great HR help them is what I'm going to present today. So there are some list of struggles that every HR actually battles with, which is listed on the screen, be it with the document chaos or the data is scattered, a lot of payroll mistakes. We often see many small, small, medium enterprises deal with Excel sheet based payroll management. Many of the employees, whenever they want to apply for loan, they had to send emails to the HR for gathering the pay slips. There will be delays. The employee experience becomes very poor and suboptimal. Compliance risks. Whenever the compliance with respect to these statutory bodies are not met, there are a lot of risks, penalties to the business owners, which also creates frustration. And of course, these days after the pandemic, the hybrid work and remote work also has increased a lot, which is a cause of concern for many business owners. So I'm not sure how many in the audience are actually using. So can I quickly ask you to raise hands on how many of you actually use a HRMS today? HRMS, some form of HRMS. Thank you. So how many of you are still using spreadsheet-based payroll processing or paper-based hiring, etc.? Yeah, there are a few hands. Thank you so much. So again, we have listed down why a modern HR and payroll software is important. You can actually centralize all your employee data at single place. And you can also save a lot of time with automation. You can grant leaves, process payroll, generate ledgers and journal vouchers, integrate it with systems like Tally, Zoho, etc. You can help your employees work from anywhere. And at the same time, you can always engage your teams effectively using HR software. You can onboard, hire, onboard, manage their leave and attendance, process payroll, take care of their expenses, and also offboard your employees using a single software. It's what we offer is a unified HR solution. I'll walk you through what all we offer in the next slides. And most importantly, I always give this example. Say, for example, we order a lot of things in Amazon, Myntra, Flipkart, etc. Right? So let's say I order a phone which is supposed to be delivered today, but for whatever reasons it's delivered tomorrow. It's not that I'll never order again on Amazon, right? It doesn't bother me. But at the same time, if my payroll or salary has to be credited today, but for whatever reason it doesn't get credited today and it gets credited tomorrow, I will not like my employer or the payroll system that they're using. So there is a lot of difference between how we perceive the delay of experience between an e-commerce versus an employer processing an accurate and compliant payroll and remitting the salaries to us. In the same way, there are a lot of compliance related things that every employer has to bother. Before the session, I was actually interacting and actively listening to many of the leaders sitting here. Whenever somebody wants to establish a business, they have an idea and they want to start a business, their focus will be on how to actually improve their business. They will not learn about PF, ESI, income tax, professional tax, and just in case if their employees are actually in multiple states, each state has their own professional tax rate, right? And also the labor welfare fund, gratuity, maternity act. If you actually see, there are 10 to 12 different things that an employer has to understand, and not just understand. Every time finance minister comes and changes something related to income tax or professional tax, or some change happens in the EPFO, you also have to be up to date in terms of meeting the compliance. Otherwise, there will be penalties and risks. So why to actually spend so much time when you can actually use a simple technology to handle all this payroll processing accurately and also meeting with the compliance. So that's where we come in. As I said, Great HR is a full suite HRMS. So when I say full suite HRMS, before we jump into it, this is what indicates the numbers. Today, as we speak, every month we process close to 3 million or 30 lakh of payslips. We, as I said, are in the business for the last 3 decades, helping 95% of our customers or the client base are MSMEs. Right now, we have more than 30,000 customers across India, Middle East, and Southeast Asia. But 98% of the customers are in India. Though we serve 25 countries, the other countries are smaller countries in Middle East and Southeast Asia. And just so you know, there is a term called TPUM, which is the transactions per month. Right now, the payroll that we process is close to $18 billion per year. That indicates the scale at which we operate. So, out of 30,000 plus companies, we have companies from manufacturing, healthcare, retail, education, IT, ITES, FMCG, right from customers who have 5 employees, 10 employees. The biggest customer that we have has 65,000 employees using our HR and payroll software. As I indicated, our software actually covers the entire employee life cycle, starting from hiring, which is the recruitment, to managing the employee information, which we call as core HR, to taking care of the leave and attendance management, payroll, performance management, expense management, to offboarding and exit management. Many of you sitting here are also from manufacturing and healthcare. So you have employees coming in different shifts. You will definitely need to pay some overtime or manage the shifts effectively, take care of their attendance management, punch ins, punch outs. So we have different ways in which we can do it through mobile app, through geofence, through face recognition and advanced technologies. So our mobile app, just to give, before I go ahead, last 1-2 weeks, there is a lot of nuance. Swadeshi push. Zoho is making a lot of news saying we can deal with Microsoft, and our government is also pushing Sridhar Vembu and his company. So we are also Swadeshi. We are a Bangalore-based company. We are an Indian company. And what makes us proud, if you actually see, right? So I can claim 100 things because, I'm now trying to pitch our product, but you can open your mobile phones and look at either App Store or Play Store and see out of maybe 5,000 plus HR vendors across the world. I'm not talking about India. More than 5,000 vendors across the world, starting from ADP, SAP, Oracle, Workday, PeopleSoft, Rippling, Gusto. To India, it is Great HR, Zoho, People, Darwinbox, KK, HR1, Zing HR. I can just go on with a lot of names. There are only 10 to 12 apps which have more than 1 million downloads. Okay. And there are only 5 or 6 apps which are rated more than 4.5, and we are one of those world-leading top 10 mobile apps in both App Store and Play Store with more than 4.5 rating. And as we speak today, we have close to 1 million, which is 10 lakh active users on our mobile app. So, why GreatHR is the right choice for you? We are not like any other software. We are ISO certified, SOC 2 compliant. DPDP is, as we speak, is in cards by the government, and we also will be compliant with DPDP. We are GDPR ready. High uptime up to 99.5 is what we guarantee. Easy to implement and also handle the software because the testimonial of the number of customers speaks for itself. We are not saying we are one size fits all. We have multiple sizes for multiple plans. There are different plans for micro, small, medium, and large, and each plan actually caters and solves a problem depending on the HR process of your own organization. So usually companies only build products and sell products. Of course, because we all have to pay employees for our salaries for our own employees, we also charge some premium for your product. But there are a lot of things that we also do to build the HR community, right? And all this is free of cost. So we have an HR academy. If you actually go to Udemy, there are hundreds of courses which actually train HRs. I think the number needs to be updated. As we speak, there are 50,000 plus Udemy learners who actually learn how to use the HR software and understand about a lot of things related to HR, performance management, recruitment, payroll, compliance, etc. All these courses are free of cost. We also have Great FM podcast talking about the latest HR trends and also some of the burning issues, be it AI, HR, etc. Last year, December, we were awarded bronze in the podcast. There are a lot of podcasts in India, right from Raj Shamani to Nikhil Kamath to several others who are very, very popular on the YouTube. We are nowhere close to them, but still ET has awarded us bronze because we bring in real thought leaders to help and build the HR community. There are Parichay webinars, which also happen with a lot of HR leaders coming and talking on HR topics. We also have a community where people come, interact, and ask their questions, learn about other HRs and HR practices. Tons of free resources on our website and also compliances wiki. Anytime you have any question, you need not necessarily be a Great HR customer. If you have any doubt about HR compliance or payroll compliance or any particular state related labor law or legislative compliance, we have a free wiki that is available on our website. So fundamentally what I'm trying to say here is one aspect is how can we help HRs focus on their business and leave their problems by automating many of the HR workflows through our product. And second aspect is how can actually they grow and stay relevant in the digital and AI age by ensuring to stay up to date and learn from the HR community free of cost. So that's what we provide. We are also developing an AI solution. Right now it's I think the respected dignitaries will now talk about the ELI scheme. Once the scheme is finished, I don't think I'll get an opportunity to share that. My presentation was supposed to be after the ELI scheme thing as for the thing. But just to give you a quick, I'm sure some of you would have already read about ELI scheme. So how will GreatHR help if you hire employees and they are the first time joiners and there are certain benefits that you want to pass to your employees? Whenever they are enrolled, first and foremost as an HR, you have to send them an email saying, hey, you are enrolled into the ELI scheme, congratulations. And you also have to send an email to your management saying, so many employees we have hired, so this is what is the benefit that we have to get from the government. And once they complete 6 months and again 12 months, they have to do a financial literacy module as a part of Part B. You also have to intimate them that now they are eligible to be part of the ELI scheme. Now, how will you do that? Typically, if you actually manage anything using a non-HR system like an Excel sheet or you're tracking it manually, it becomes very cumbersome if your employee strength increases from 50 employees to 100 employees to 200 employees and they're all over the place. Some people come in and some people move out of the company. It's very difficult. Now, whatever I'm talking about, like how you use ChatGPT and Gemini, you can actually type a natural language query in GreatHR saying, can you give me all the employees who joined between this date to that date who are eligible for the scheme, and it will immediately generate a report and give it to you. So this is some feature that we are developing to help all the customers of Great HR to benefit from any new policy that is introduced by the government, so that all of you can be benefited. So with that said, thank you so much for taking time to listen to me. I appreciate your time.
Thank you very much, sir. Thanks for the presentation. I request interested participants will meet the Great HR people to avail the benefits. Now we are start the session on ELI scheme. May I now invite dignitaries onto the dais. Sri J. Srinivas, Regional PF Commissioner, retired, and Sri Ramchandra Rao, LC, Advisor, HRIR Committee, and Managing Director, HR Chambers Outsourcing Private Limited. May I request Sri J. Srinivas Garu, please present your presentation, sir.
Good evening, all. First of all, let me thank this Federation people for giving me this opportunity. Actually, I have retired on 31st July. Retire అయినా ఎవరు నమ్మట్లేదని కొద్దిగా స్టైల్ చేంజ్ చేశాను. బట్ స్టిల్ మొన్న ఎంటర్ప్రినర్స్ మీటింగ్కి వెళ్తే వాలంటీర్ రిటైర్మెంట్ సార్ అని అడిగారు. అంటే మీరు అందరూ బిలో 60 కాబట్టి మీకు తెలియదు, ప్లస్ 60 వాళ్ళకి యంగ్ ఉన్నారంటే డోపమైన్ రిలీజ్ అవుతుంది. ఓకే, I have retired from the services, but subject is not retired from me. So I can explain you this thing, but it is a very old scheme. I mean, most popularized scheme, because since last 1 year we are popularizing this scheme is there. It has actually proposed in 24-25 budget, but now we are implementing. Innaka andaru we have discussed that inspections, enrollment, actually the government policy is ease of doing business. Ease of doing business means government authority should not trouble the entrepreneurs. Under that concept, inspections were drastically reduced. It doesn't mean that they should evade. Government is encouraging to comply the eligible people. In the morning, Madhyana discussion lo Ravikumar sir, President garu oka maata maatlaadaru. Emannaranటే what he said is, sorry, I am going into Telugu. what he said is ignorance is not excusable under the law. But now it is excused. Why? Because this amnesty scheme and fee schemes, what we are giving. Now you can take an excuse to enroll all your eligible employees. What actually I am waiting. It is 2 months after my retirement. I am expecting, I am getting bored. If someone calls me, it will be good. So luckily Sujata madam called me that we have a session, we can take the class. Then I told that, okay, soon I will come. This is that our Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji vision about this scheme. Basically, what we have to see is this all free amnesty schemes, all these things are, we should not think in that monetary way. Someone is getting this 15,000 benefit, or some entrepreneur is getting the benefit for the enrollment. We should look in such an angle that most of the people we are trying to get into this social security net. That is the most important thing to understand the scheme. This monetary benefit and this thing, everything will go. But once you enroll the people to do the schemes, they themselves and their families will be eligible to get the benefits. That is the most important point we have to see. Total outlay, very big figure, 99,446 crores. Benefits manufacturing sector for 4 years and 2 years for other sectors. Manufacturing sector means it will come in the next slide, but actually what we are seeing is while registering your GST, if you state it as a manufacturing industry, then only you will get the eligibility of this 4 years benefit. Targeted job creation is 3.5 crores jobs. Scheme has two parts, Part A and Part B. Part A is for employees, Part B for employers. Date of start, it is already started 1st August 2025. Registration period is for 2 years, 1st August 25 to 31st July 27. Objectives, the same thing what I have told is incentivizing the additional payment in informal sector and sustain it. The 12 months period why we have kept is, they should sustain with the same employer so that employer also won't face any problem to find out new employment. If he trained properly, he can continue in the same establishment. So to increase the retention, that 12 months period was taken. This is same benefits of the scheme. Since you already know very well about this Viksit Bharat ELI scheme, I am not explaining much because it was too many sessions were conducted by our organization since last 1 year. Financial literacy skills. One of the objectives is for employee financial literacy skills. This means that 15,000 benefit, what it is proposed, it will be given only after completing the financial literacy course, which was available in our UN portal itself. It's a very simple course, 2 minutes videos, 5 videos, I believe. It simply explains how to secure yourself. Industry. It is not that much benefit you are giving, but that incidental expenses they can take. At the most maximum, one person, an establishment can get 1,44,000. If he is highest paid, I mean 1 lakh if he is paying salary. 12 months, that's 4 years means 1,44,000 is the maximum benefit in any establishment can get it. Incentivize coverage of social security net. Part A, first timers with monthly gross salary up to 1 lakh. Normally EPF is applicable to up to only 15,000. Just now our RD sir told that it is less, 21,000 is less than many states minimum wages, but this is more or less in fact. Applicable to employees of exempted establishment. Any exempted establishment is there? I don't think so. Any exempted establishment. Exempted establishment is nothing but the EPFO will permit them to maintain provident funds in their own company with the name of that company's trust. They are also eligible for this scheme. One month wage 15,000 in 2 installments. That is the maximum wage 15,000 in 2 installments. First installment will be paid in 6 months. Second installment payable after 12 months of ECR plus completion mandatory financial after completing that course. To promote habit of saving, second installment will be retained in a savings instrument deposit account available for withdrawal after a fixed period of time. Incentive periodicity one time. This is 15,000 2 times. Period 2 years. How payment will be made? Payment will be made directly to the bank account of the employees. Why Part A? To facilitate hiring of first-time employers. Government already focusing to generate the new employment. So this is a small incentive they are proposing to give to encourage the new employees. Employers hesitate to take first-timers. Normally, people will hesitate to take first-timers so that this incentive will be, the government is thinking that this incentive will motivate them. High attrition, sorry. That's what earlier I told to increase retention, this is proposed. Partially offset the initial costs, that's what why it is saying. Behavior changes, pushes the employers to stay at least 6 months, which leads to skill formation and chances of higher salary. If same employee continues in the same establishment, definitely skills will be increased in specific to that establishment. So that the management can identify them to continue, they can give more salary to them. Part B, incentivizing additional job creation. This is for employers. Part B is for employers. This is also for 2 years. We have to see the benefit in this. Up to 10,000 salary, it is 10% of the wage. Up to 10,000 to 20,000, it is 2,000. Up to 20,000 to 1 lakh, it is 3,000. It means 36,000. That's what I said. 4 years means 36 into 4. 1,44,000 is the maximum benefit one can get from employers in this ELI. 2 years for all sectors, 4 years for manufacturing. Why Part B? 80% of the incentive directed at employers as they create jobs. Labor intensive sectors, higher percentage of labor costs, hence incentive lead to more hiring. Such schemes will work on the margins, reduced marginal cost leading to additional employment, automation of labor. Behavioral change pushes the employers to sustain job at least 6 months. Same thing. Common features. EPO registered establishments, they can take the incentive lump sum after every 6 months directly to the bank account of the employees as well as the employers. Establishment registered in EPO4 during the scheme registration period 20. Baseline on ఒకటి ఇచ్చారు ఇక్కడ. What is the baseline means? Average strength up to 1st October 2025. Those which was already registered, it is average 12 months. It was registered in between, it is average of that month. If it was registered after 1st August 2025, the baseline is 20. In the initial speech, Ramchandra Rao sir told the same thing that because since the new coverages baseline is 20, if he engages 100 people, directly he can take the benefit of 86 because we are not taking baseline as a 100. Even if he starts from 100, the baseline will be 20 only. Additional jobs created for the above baseline as per defined threshold. How much is the baseline above the EPFO will treat it as a additional jobs created. Below 50 it is 2, above 50 it is 5. This is common features. All the new employees whose gross wages exceeds 1 lakh will be counted. What is this is? Even if the person drawing above 1 lakh salary also, if he enrolled to EPFO, it will be counted as that increase in the baseline. But that first what the 15,000 benefit will not be given to them. But you must enroll to the EPFO and you have to pay contribution to them. Then only it will be taken into consideration as the increase in the baseline. First timer means an employer who joins the establishment, thus resignees also, for employers resignees also, it will be taken into the strength of that increase in the strength, baseline increase. Resignees means after 1st August 2025, a person who is already having UAN number, if he joins in this particular establishment, it will be counted to the increase in the baseline strength. This you know already. Some UAN now it needs to be generated only through facial authentication technology. Once all the benefits what we are expecting in ELI scheme is, they must be enrolled through SAT. How to avail? UAN activation, other setting, financial literacy. This is okay. Employers should register with the portal. I think most of the people might have registered who are sitting here, HR people. Anyone registered for this VBRI? Here, can raise their hands. Only 2, 3, 4. Actually, after this ABRY experience, many employers not coming forward to register the schemes. Since I have retired, you can talk to me openly, I can also talk openly. Actually, that is the issue. Even government is worried about this thing. Initially, for us, they told to use PMVBRY scheme. But within 1 week, they directed us not to use abbreviation. You should not call it as PMVBRY. You should have to call Pradhana Mantri Viksit Bharat Yojana. Because people are very much afraid. But in other side, that ABRY was actually misused by the employers. It was misused like anything. Some employers, it was misused like anything.
And also by some department officers.
Few. Not even some. I always oppose it.
This both sides of the coin.
Yes. This is about EPFO, that is our strength. What are the 7.8 about? Now, the recent development is coming. This is also our amnesty scheme, I can say. Now, the new employee enrollment campaign is started. It is called Employees Enrollment Campaign 2025. It is also, now again, one more mistake is excused for the employers with a minimum penalty of 100 rupees. 1st June 2017 to this 31st August 2025. Whoever, if they have not enrolled, they can enroll them now. That's what I am saying. Yes, exactly. Without paying old contributions means without paying employee contributions if it is not deducted every year. If it is deducted, you have to pay. If you are not deducted, you have not to pay. Without paying old contributions means the date which you are declaring that he is joined. As per the guidelines, now EPFO is taking it as a bona fide declaration unless until there is a more complications in that case. Otherwise, whatever you are declaring, it will take it as a bona fide declaration, and you have to pay from the declaration date that their enrollment you have to pay. If you show the data joining prior to that, you have to pay employer share. Otherwise, you have to pay from the date of acceptance of this thing. The minimum penalty is only 100 rupees. One more important feature of this scheme is still FAQs has to come. The 7A inquiries, ongoing inquiries also, they can file a declaration under the scheme. As of now, the scheme says, suppose if the 17 to 21 inquiry is going, if the employer declares 17 to 21 employees details and he will declare in the scheme, for them, penalty will be 100 rupees only. That will be very big benefit to the employers whose inquiry is ongoing. It is almost like Amnesty scheme of ESI. All these schemes are coming only this concept of ease of doing business.
It's not applicable for pending cases. But ESI is applicable.
Pending, already concluded cases, it is not applicable. కొత్త స్కీమ్లో డ్యామేజెస్ అంటే దీంట్లో అదే 1%, 10%, 100 రూపీస్ కడితే ఈ పీరియడ్లో ఉన్న వాటికి మాత్రం వాట్ ఎవర్ డిక్లేర్డ్ యూ హెవ్ టు పే 100. For entire period, not month, for the entire case. Yes. Actually, biggest adjustments, you may not believe the figures of penal damages in EPFO.
Yes.
Microsoft paid some 20 crores as a penalty.
We have.
ISB also paid penalties. The word used in the scheme is no sumo to complaints action shall be initiated by the EPFO against the employer who avail the benefits of Employees Enrollment Campaign 2025 in respect of such employees who have left the establishment as on the date of declaration, subject to submission of undertaking by the establishment declaring that. That is the most important thing. The scheme. So, miss employees ante endukuntaru? It is the, misunderstanding the scheme provisions. In a few cases, I can say, now I cannot say all employers, intention to avoid the liability also, there may be chances. But now it is the best scheme you can utilize in this period. Since very few people are there, you please just inform all your friends that this is the best scheme ever from the EPFO. It is giving employers to avail the benefit. Ultimate spirit of the government is to bring more people into social security net so that we can claim that our social security benefits are so equivalent to globally equivalent benefits we are giving like that. Now the most of these things, new developments are coming. You can ask in this Q&A session. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. May I now invite Sri Ramchandra Rao Garu, please deliver the presentation.
Very good evening. Already our time is up, therefore I need not talk to you. Am I right? Sujata madam, 5 అయిపోయింది కదా, ఇంక మాట్లాడకూడదు కదా, 5:30 వరకు ఇచ్చారు. Well, I got a habit of looking at people what normally doesn't look at. Our Mr. Srinivas has explained the scheme. I have visualized what issues he may not cover. Right? No, I always look at from a different angle. Therefore, I would like to, I never discussed with him before this. I think, do you agree with that? Right? Sujata garu kuda naaku cheppala. But I know the focus of department is different. The focus of the employer is different. The focus of an employee is different. I think Mr. Niranjan Rao garu is fully aware. My mind works only as an employer, nothing else. Therefore, I thought that I should bring out some points. Why you will not get any benefit. I think I should read here on. Where an employee date of joining is on or before 5th day of given calendar month, the same month will be treated as a completed wage month. That means If somebody joined on 6th, he will not be counted in that month. That is what it says. Now, where an employee date of joining is after 5th day of the month, the subsequent calendar month will be treated as completed wage month. That means virtually department is telling it is not 6 months, it is 7 months. Have you understood? EPF wage refers to the wage. I think I am audible. EPF wage refers to the wage on which contributions are made. The 10,000 rupees, 1 month you contribute because of his absence, 8,000 rupees. The 10,000 rupees will become 8,000 rupees. They will take average of all the contributions made and then the incentive is calculated. Now, EPF wage refers to the wage on which contributions are made. This wage will be considered for the purpose of calculating incentives. 1 month you have paid on 15,000, another month you have paid on 12,000, another month you have paid on 10,000 because he is absent, right? He takes average of all this and then fits you into the slab. Sir has shown you 3 slabs, below 10,000, between 10,000 and 20,000, 20,000 above, right? That means many people fall workman level in the middle of 2,000. Nobody gets 3,000. EPF wage is equal to total contribution amount multiplied by 100, that is percentage, divided by 24. Why 24 has come? 12% of employer and 12% of employee. For the purpose of scheme, all establishments with the same PAN would be considered a single entity. Why this has come? This has come primarily because of me. What happened, during COVID, for small establishments, employer and employee contributions will be given by the government. Some establishments had a branch code separately in some other place where the number of employees are less. Therefore, that PF code got the benefit. Now, this time what they did, it is based on the PAN and TAN number, because if an organization is having 5, 6, 7 codes of Provident Fund, all will be combined into a single. First time refers to the employee who has not contributed to EPFO earlier. I think we understand this. There is not much. Anyway, we are not connected with it. Whether employee gets it, employee doesn't get it, really doesn't matter. First timer on the Part A will be admissible only if his UAN is generated through face identification method. If the UAN generation, that means that is the reason why from 1st August, employer is not permitted or not allowed to generate UAN. Rejoinee means an employee with previous contributory membership of EPF and during the scheme registration period joins another establishment. This is the only plus point. That means a person is already covered under a Provident Fund. He leaves one organization, joins in another organization. He will also be taken into account for the purpose of computation. Existing establishments registered with EPFO before 31/7/24 and regularly filing. I am worried about that word. Regularly filing. ECR, the baseline shall be the average number of employees as per ECR filed during the 12-month period between 1st August to 31st July, last 12 months. You see, but the website is showing all records, not only the ECR records. Say, for example, if you have not kept the left date, it is showing as a live employee. Here the word used is ECR. You would have filed ECR for less number of people, but in your website, there would have been more number of live registers. Only when after 7 months we will realize what finally the AI will do. It is not there in their hands also. Any establishment which are registered with the EPFO prior to 1st August 25, but not filing ECR for last 1 year or more for any reason, in order to avail incentives of the scheme at the par, the existing establishment will have to file ECR for August 24 to July 25 by 31st January 26. Otherwise, these will be considered at par with new establishments. Somebody has registered. You see, he said the another scheme has come up. You have to read this sentence with that scheme. In that scheme, what Srinivas Garu said, you have an option. If you have not covered somebody, you can cover. Right? We will not ask you, we will not put any penalties on you. No damages. Right? 100 rupees only is damage. Now, that scheme has to be linked up with this sentence. It is linked. It is linked. Why they linked, you know? If you avail that scheme, preceding 12 months baseline has already determined because of that. Right? If you have not availed the scheme, your baseline is 20. You will be treated as a new establishment. Right? Now what happened? Then the department has an opportunity to go back and question to you for the remaining people. Right?
Not remind them. Once the baseline is changed, what if they are proposing, if any thing is they have overpaid?
Right. We have to wait and see. But this sentence is precisely linked with the scheme which has been announced day before yesterday. Right. No, the jobs created during the registration period, 1st August 25 to 31st, first 2 years, will be taken into account for consideration of the calculation of the incentive. This is applicable for everybody, for all sectors. It will be 4 years for the manufacturing. Now, determination of new employment generation. This is the game. Now, what it says, for months 1 to 6, it is simple average of employees over these months. First 6 months. Actually, we should read this not 6 months, it is 7 months. Because those who 5th are counted in the next month. For months 1 to 6, it is simple average. From 7 to 12, it is the average of employees from the month 1 up to 7th month and so on. That means the average is taken on a rolling basis. Right? Every 6 months, 1 to 6, 1 to 7, 1 to 8, rolling. For month 13 onwards, that is the first 1 year. When it comes to the second year, 13 onwards, it is average of employees during the immediately preceding 12 months. This is all expected to be calculated by the AI. No human intervention. Separate instructions will be issued for providing incentives under the scheme to such establishments in respect of which inquiries cases are pending under section 7A and ABRY. That means for them it is not applicable. That is what indirectly telling. Cessation of incentives. First timer leaving the employment. In case of any eventuality like death of the beneficiary, in the event of closure, winding up of the establishment, in the event of any misrepresentation and fraud, then the incentives will be stopped. In case any establishment is found to have indulged in fraudulent activities and avail incentives, action will be taken against such establishments or individuals. They're both are involved here, both establishments and individuals. Further, penalty clause will be issued separately. You see, a scheme doesn't speak today, penalty clause. After you do it, then it will come. Separately by Minister of Labour and Employment in due course. That is what we experienced earlier. Now, grievances. There is a grievance redressal. Grievances can be filed on the following grounds: eligibility related, applicability related, non-receipt of incentives, IT system related, receipt of lesser incentives. You can raise a grievance online. Anyway, that comes after say 8 months. Now, any other issue with relating to the ELI scheme? Now the employer is required to enter the, now I think some changes what we have been understood in the last 1 week while trying to upload ECRs and then trying to look at the entire new website. Now, the employer is required to enter the date of leaving of the employee within 30 days. How many of you can do this? Tell me. Will employees tell and leave? They leave without telling. That for your disciplinary action, they are not concerned. They have put up a rule, and let me tell you, after 30 days, it will not accept the date of leaving. No, NCP days I will explain to you. Today I have a person, today we tried to do this while uploading the ECR. Person left for 15, he worked for 15 days, he left. Right? Now, when I have put NCP days 15, it did not accept it because 0 salary, 15 days he has not come. Then he left. I have to put the date of leaving 15, right? Then I should not put NCP days. Today the system did not accept 0 wages. It is asking you must put 31 days or 30 days as NCP days. This is already raised. I sent an SMS to Madhu Damodaran. No, sir. We have been struggling from 7th onwards, purely experimenting on the new website. Employer cannot generate UN now. That is out. Employer cannot generate multiple ECRs. There are some companies which will, or mostly outsourcing companies, principal employer will demand you to give separate ECR for his employees. Now, that is not possible in the new website. What will happen, you know? There is a ECR, there is a supplementary ECR. The moment you do a supplementary ECR, this ECR will go and join with the main ECR. But you cannot do a separate one. Employer can choose to make part payment. This is a new development. You see, your funds flow problems are there. You have to pay 10 lakhs. You can only pay 2 lakhs today. You can make payment of 2 lakhs. This is a new provision that they have created. And if an employee opts for higher PF contribution, you see, the employee wants on the total wage. But employer says, I will pay you on statutory wage. Now, earlier, it used to accept whatever wage you have mentioned, it used to accept. Now, it will not accept. You have to put only statutory wage 15,000 as PF wage, and then only it will accept 1,800 and higher amount. Now, this is the new scheme what Srinivas Garu is mentioning. Any employer, whether previously covered or not, shall be permitted to get covered now. Apply for the coverage if not covered. Enroll all such employees who joined such establishment between 1/7/2017. I think, if I remember correctly, 1/7/2017, prior to that, there was a scheme. Similar scheme was there. Therefore, this scheme starts from the end date of that, the previous scheme, up to 31/10/25, who are not enrolled for any reason. If opted for the scheme, only employer share is required to be remitted. But if the matter is under 7A or under para 26B, both employer and employee share has to be paid. UN, this is a repetition. Now, the only relief is damage. Because damages, why? Now the new website, if you open it, generate challan, it will also, 15th is the last date, for example. You generate challan 16th, it will calculate interest, and there is a star mark. If you have to put the payment, you have to make the payment of ECR amount along with interest. Next column also it shows damages. Damages, because Niranjan Rao and others, a lot of judgments are there. Unless you hear, you cannot impose damages, right? Therefore, there is no star mark. After some time, they'll put star mark for that also. Those damages under the scheme, it is 100. On and after declaration of the employer should ensure regular compliance. That means when once you go to the net, you continue to remain in the net. The 7A inquiry period will be taken into account to limit the damages. If, say for example, after all the complete period, the 7A may be only for part of the period. For that period, if you agree to make payment of employer, employee and interest, then damages will become only 100 rupees. As per declaration, the employer has to remit the past period contributions. If the employee share is not deducted, only employer share is required to be remitted. That means if you have already deducted from employee and not paid, that also you have to pay. Cases already concluded in 7A will not be considered. That is what Niranjan Rao has asked. Because case is already concluded, principal amount would have been paid, interest would have been paid, huge damages are pending in the courts, those are not covered. Thank you with this. I think I did not overlap Mr. Srinivas Garu. Thanks to everyone. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Now the hall is open for Q&A. Anyone have questions, please raise the hand. Mike.
Namaste, sir. ELI scheme, employers get the 6 months onwards is 7,500 and 1 year onwards 15,000. Employers, when it will get, sir? Employers. And the employer is starting 2,000, 1,000, 3,000 are starting and 6 months onwards, sir.
After 6 months only, the employer will get that benefit.
Amount.
It is not 7,500.
No, 1,000, 2,000 something is there, no?
What you are asking is,
sir,
if a new employee joins and is working with you for 6 months,
okay,
what is the amount that he will get and when he will get Is that the question?
What employer will get when he will get? His question
Employer
is,
it will.
Employer.
Yes.
Employer, I told you, no, all those things are fulfilled after 7 months.
Sure. Start with the amount. Okay. Thank
7
you, sir.
months.
Okay.
Sir, I have very few basic doubts, sir. We have applied for Part B registration. Who is the proper authority to approve the Part B registration? In the status is showing like pending for bank verification.
after bank verification only it will be automatically approved.
So banks means, for
It
example,
is a bank's issue.
but when we ask SDFC Bank, we have even spoke to SDFC.
You can raise a grievance that will be taken up, but absolutely it is a bank issue.
So bank people have to approve from the head office or from the branch office?
It is a AI thing only. It will approve automatically. It will approve.
No, it's been pending since last 1.5 to 2 months. I mean, whenever.
Okay, you can raise a grievance then.
Okay. And second, can I ask?
Yes.
Sir, and the registration of the employees, registration of new employees has to be done after the approval of Part B registration, or it can be employees can be registered even before Part B registration approval.
You can register. EN generated will be taken into account.
Okay. And one more thing, sir. As you said, if the baseline average number of employees are more than 50 for past 12 months, 5 employees have to be added. That 5 employees have to be added every month, or
No, once, but they should continue for 6 months at least to get the
5
benefit.
employees, if we add at least once,
Yes.
the whole period,
Yes,
scheme
yes.
period, it's enough.
Okay.
And one more,
I will tell you the catch in this. Old employee left.
yeah,
Your baseline earlier 50 people are there.
yeah,
One person left.
yeah,
49 it became. Right?
yeah.
You added 5 employees.
It will become 55.
Effectively it become 4.
4.
Mm-hmm.
It is no more 5.
Okay.
Then you are not eligible. What is sir says is, but if you add one more person again, you will get the benefit.
So baseline has to be 50.
Yes. The main intention is to generate new
Baseline
employment.
and rolling average.
Yes.
I think these are the 2 most critical things.
So for example,
లేదు madam. ఒకసారి 5.
You should maintain that 5.
That 1 year or whatever the period, 2 years, that strength should continue as a 55. So that you will get benefit of that 5 people. In between 2 years, if the strength falls to 53, in that particular month you are not eligible for the benefit.
There are 2 minimum catches are there, madam, in this.
For
One
example,
is rolling average. It is not 3,000, it is 1,000. It is the average of the Provident Fund contribution made by those people, those 5 new people, will constitute in which bracket, whether you are falling in the 10,000 bracket, or 10,000 and 20,000 bracket, or about 20,000 bracket.
sir, here also I have a doubt, sir. For example, as you have said, if an employee is contributing voluntarily more than 15,000 and employer is thinking to contribute only 15,000, just for the sake of getting 3,000 rupees as a scheme benefit, if he has to contribute more, he has to contribute minimum more than 20,000, right? For contributing more than 20,000, he has to spend around 700 rupees more.
Let me share with you. Actually, but for the pension issue, the 15,000 limit would have got increased long back.
Okay.
Even the last ESIC meeting at national level, the union representatives demanded 40,000 rupees to be the coverage limit for ESI, for which employer representatives have objected. Anyway, it is reliably learnt from the committee member that a proposal has gone for 30,000 rupees. How far the government will consider, whether they will consider or not, is another question. Similarly, for Provident Fund, from 15,000 to 25,000, it has been discussed in number of times. It has been kept pending because when the last time from 6,500 to when it became to 15,000 rupees, they have removed them from the new employees are not entitled to become members of pension scheme whose wages are higher than the PF wage. Now, if they make it as 25,000 and they wanted to allow the 25,000 people also under the pension scheme, then what will happen for the interregnum period of 10 years or 12 years from 15,000 to 25,000? This is where I think they have a lot of interactions. And in the meantime, the issue of higher pension has come. Therefore, it got in suspension animation. When it will happen, it will happen. Nobody can tell.
Sir,
Your question is why I should enroll the above 15,000 employees and why I should pay employer contribution.
Employer contribution, for example, if I'm paying a contribution of 1,800 and declaring an salary of 15,000, just to get a benefit of 3,000, I have to declare minimum more than 20,000. If I declare more than 20,000, I have to spend more 700, 1,800 plus 720, so 2520. Just for getting a benefit of more 1,000, I am indirectly spending 720 more.
That employee share you are forgetting. You are paying only 1,800. Yes. Other 1,800 pertains to employee.
Yes.
You are paying only 1,800.
Yes, yes.
Because you have given limit up to 1 lakh of rupees, the employee salary is 30,000 rupees. If he is making contribution, employer also is making contribution on 30,000 rupees. He is paying higher money, but he is getting back only 3,000
No,
rupees.
you should not contribute on 13,000. Why you should contribute? You enroll them, but you contribute only on 15,000.
For example, sir, an employee's salary is say 40,000.
Okay.
Employee is contributing voluntarily 12% as per the salary.
Oh.
And employee is contributing voluntarily as per his salary, but employer is contributing restricted to 15,000.
Yes.
So ELI benefit will be calculated as per voluntary 40,000.
No voluntary, only mandatory contributions only it will be taken.
So how much employer is contributing, based on that only 2,000 will be given. Right?
Yes, yes.
But now employer thinks that he wants 3,000. So he has to declare more than 20,000, then only he is going to get 3,000, right?
If he wants, he has to. No.
So if he declares more than 20,000, he has to pay 12%, which is 2520 rupees, not 1,800 rupees.
Yes, yes, yes. I got
so
your
for getting a 3,000 rupees,
don't do that, sir. You are doing it in anticipation.
No. In other words, I can tell you. In other words, I can tell you very openly. If you buy an item which gives you 3% discount, whether you will buy it, unless it is needed. I think you got the point.
Yeah.
Sir, I will do his first question. So, do the employees need to register, sir? Because it is not a mandatory. I had it earlier.
Well, it is not mandatory. If you don't want to enroll yourself into the scheme, you can stop.
No,
you need not.
Based on the ECA, we will get the benefit.
No, you will not get.
After the
that also I will explain. No, you have to read every word very carefully. Scheme opened on 1st of August. You have not registered in the month of August.
Okay.
Now you are registering in the month of September or October or November.
Okay, from this date we will.
For you, the period starts now only.
Yes, yes. I got it. So the registration is mandatory.
Registration is mandatory.
Okay.
During the 2 years, anytime you can register. The commencement date will be the date on which your registration has been approved.
Okay, sir.
Should we make this as the last question?
Sorry, sir.
Should we make this as the last question? Okay. Right.
Yeah. Sir.
One more. Okay, fine.
From 1st of August 2025, in our organization, few freshers has joining. So for enrolling of this, the UMANG app, they have to be enroll, and the face recognition is important to generate a UAN number, right? So what is the major challenges for that? People, the mobile number is tying with an Aadhaar card.
Department is not concerned with the problems. It is very clear. If an employee has joined, he has to rectify his Aadhaar card. This problem is going on for last 4 years. Kindly don't raise this issue. You have to tell the new employee, to go and get his Aadhaar card corrected and complete the face recognition. This is as simple as that.
Understood, sir.
Nothing else.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We will continue the questions in the break time, sir.
We will close one more question there, sir. With that we will close it.
Sir, our is the car industry, and we used to pay 10% and 12% in one code. Now it is not able to create 10 and 12, sir. Now, if I create 12%, it's stopping of 10.
It is a very unique kind of a situation. You have to take it up directly with the department.
But actually, earlier it should not be allowed 10%, 12%. The percentage will be for the establishment, not an employee.
We are having 4 to 5 codes. Huh? 2 codes they got, therefore they are doing
that is also wrong, in fact. That is also.
I never wanted to say that.
సరే మేము ఒక ఎంప్లాయీని తీసుకున్నాము. అయితే అతనికి అది 3rd యూనిట్ మాది. ఫస్ట్ యూనిట్ వాళ్ళు ఏం చేశారంటే అతను బిలో పెన్షన్ స్కీమ్లోనే ఉన్నాడు, 15,000 రేంజ్లోనే ఉన్నాడు. వాళ్ళది మరి ఎట్లా కరెక్షన్ అయిందో తెలియదు కానీ వాళ్ళు పెన్షన్ పే చేయకుండా పే చేస్తారు కాంట్రిబ్యూషన్. ఓన్లీ 2నే వేస్తారు, 3rd 8.33 వేయలేదు, అంటే 24% పే చేశారు. అది నెక్స్ట్ టైం తీసుకున్నప్పుడు, అంటే నెక్స్ట్ ఎస్టాబ్లిష్మెంట్ వాళ్ళు తీసుకున్నప్పుడు ఏం చేశారు, ట్రై చేశారు, వాళ్ళకి రాలేదు. వాళ్ళు 12% వేశారు. నెక్స్ట్ మా దగ్గరికి వచ్చింది అది. మేము ఇప్పుడు రీసెంట్